Welcome to vlog number 1. We're going to put a bit of just general content out there so you can get to, I guess, know us a little bit better. We're property investors, so building a portfolio and managing a 10 plus property portfolio is not for everyone. Not everyone's cut out for it, and that's fine. So if you're a lefty, greeny socialist, this channel is definitely not for you. But today, or the last couple of days, we've been out in the Hunter Valley on couple of days out with the family, taking the family out, kids,
farm shopping,
looking at a couple of farms and wineries, playing some golf later today. Hopefully the rain holds out. But thought it would be a good time to start our vlog number 1. So we left Sydney 2 days ago and went up through the Central Coast where Alex has got a horse, or a couple of horses. Had a bit of a ride, and Alex had someone come and look at her horse to sell, looking to sell one of the horses in the near future. So the lady that came may be suitable. She was a good rider.
see what happens.
See what happens. Speak up, babe. Alex is a bit gun shy. She's used to not used to being on the camera yet. She hasn't lost her shame yet.
I'm sure I will.
But yeah, we're here for another couple of days, checking out some breweries and wineries.
Hunter, I love it. Would you be investing at the moment in the Hunter Valley?
So, I mean, we've got property in the Hunter Valley already in Maitland, Muswellbrook, and also Upper Hunter in Tamworth. Probably not considered the Hunter, but we love the Hunter. It's obviously it's got the tourism, it's got the wineries, it's got Newcastle Uni, it's got all the infrastructure hooked up, it's got the coal mines, it's got agriculture. It's a very diverse economy. It's not solely dependent on the coal mines like it used to be historically. So we like the Hunter and we're invested into the Hunter. However, right now, in terms of the 18-year land cycle, it's not the best time to get into the Hunter and even the regional New South Wales or regional Victoria, because it has had a significant run the last 7-8 years. However, since probably around 2022, it topped out and has now started to soften the last 2 years. And based off the cycle and based off how markets work, it's probably 2 years into a 9 to 10 year stagnant flat period, as markets go through periods of flat growth and then go through significant bull runs. So even though yes, it's got everything you want in terms of to invest in, it's not the right time, I would say, to get into the Hunter. There's definitely other markets that are primed for growth in the near future. So but in say 6-7 years, that's when we'll probably be looking to come back up to the Hunter and regional New South Wales and regional Victoria. But as of 2025, it's not our top pick to invest in. So
Nice. And that looks
yeah.
like a nice vineyard we should stop at. Very nice.
I just got a message. Can you read that message out for me?
All right.
Look at that one, Jane. It's a nice
That's
one.
a nice one. All right.
Who's that?
Client message. Hey Geordie, I've just got a val come back from Combang at 413k. This means I can get parents wiped from guarantor and we can access 22,000 of equity. Would ideally like a bit more, say 50k, to buy property number 2. This would mean property value would need to come back at 450. Do you think the market could shift to see that much growth in 2 to 4 months time? I know December, Feb is typically a bit slower, so not as many sales. As a reminder, property is in Eagle Bay, Queensland.
Eagleby, Queensland, yeah. So
What should I write?
yeah, let's just, can you text him back and say, hey mate, great result.
Yep.
Eagleby and Queensland is on the run. So you'll do well this year, 2025.
One sec. Yep.
However, you may want to just hedge your bets and do your refinance now to get your parents off as being a guarantor.
One sec. Yep.
And get your cash out refi of 22,000. As you can always do a second refinance later this year.
Yep. All right. Anything else?
No, cheers, Geordie. We'll work it out.
Right.
I mean, cash out refi. So, for those that don't know, cash out refis. Are we turning left here?
Yeah. That.
Cash out refi
Boom.
is a process when you've already bought a property and it's gone up in value, and then in order to keep moving forward and growing, rather than saving up a deposit over many years, you can, provided you've got the serviceability, you can order a revaluation of the property. So say you bought the property for 300,000, you've held it for, and ideally you would have purchased it for under bank value from the get-go. That could be worth, say, 350, but say you held the property for a 6 to 12 months time, you can order a revaluation, like what this client's in the process of doing. They bought the property up in Eagleby. From memory, we bought it for him for about 290,000. Now he's saying it's worth, what, 420?
412, yeah.
412. So he's now ordering a revaluation of the property where you can refinance your loan to 80 or even 90% of the new valuation. So you can increase your loan, and then the bank will then debit you or transfer you the cash, the difference, into your account. So it's a cash out refinance. And sometimes you need to even go to a different bank if the existing bank that you bought it through isn't playing game or playing ball. You can play the banks off against each other. So you may have bought the property with Westpac, but Westpac is saying, well, we don't value it high enough. We'll then shop around, go to CBA, go to St. George, shop around, see who will give you the best valuation, because then you can refinance to that new bank, and the banks want to do business. You can increase your loan, you can increase that loan, get that cash debited out, and then use that money to then go and buy your next property. And then that's how you can do that every year for the rest of your life, and just make it your routine. Is every year look to do a cash out refi,
Create a buffer,
go on a holiday, buy a boat. This is by no means financial advice, this is just what I do, and keep reinvesting the capital to keep growing and building your sustainable portfolio, and not having to save up cash constantly to buy your next deal. So you only really need to buy the first one, and once you buy the first one, provided you buy it right, get the property for the right price at the right time of the cycle, and you get that significant sustainable growth, you can then keep leveraging it from one deal to the next to keep growing your portfolio, but then also enjoy the fruits of your labor, which is what we do. We like to refinance every 6 to 12 months, borrow that money out, as that is a non-taxed income. Debt is income. It's numbers on a screen at the end of the day. Yes, you're increasing your debt levels, but provided that you're only tapping into, say, 1% of your portfolio every year, and the portfolio consistently grows at 7 to 8%, it's very manageable with the higher rents and the higher capital growth. So this is what one of our clients is in the process of doing now, is a cash out refi to firstly get their parents off as a guarantor, but then also get money out to get some money together to go again for property number 2.
And the markets you buy in tend to, because you're buying in the right part of the cycle, they do seem to grow pretty quickly, I would say.
Yeah, so typically we like to get into markets after they've gone through stagnant periods of 8, 9, 10 years, because at that point of time, that's when they've pretty much been tested at their lowest point, and then it's any time when they can then hook into a growth cycle. And after, 5, 6 years, they've pretty much been tested. Come 7, 8, 9 years, that's when their most mainstream noise around the markets are most pessimistic. So
Turn right.
there's not as many people looking into those types of markets. The yields start to grow first, and that's a good leading indicator, because once the yields start to go 6, 7, even 8%, rents rise first, prices follow. So once the yields are there and they cash flow, they're in solid markets close to the CBD of a metro market or in a large regional hub. Once the yields are hitting 6.5%, 7%, that's a leading indicator for future growth, because you can never really find residential property with 8s, 9s, 10s, 15 yields, because the prices follow after the rents rise. So we like to get into markets that are suppressed towards the back end of a stagnant period of 8, 9 years of stagnant growth, as that is a good time when a market's primed for its next growth cycle. So typically, we're buying up a lot around, Eagleby and around the Logan area, southeast Queensland, around 2018, 19, all the way up to around 2022. We started buying units, townhouses, villas for 150 grand, 200 grand. Now they're all worth, 400 plus. We're buying houses for 250. Now they're worth 600 plus. So now's not the time to keep buying in those markets, because yes, it still may look to be cheap compared to, say, a market like Sydney, but it's not Sydney. Every market needs to be looked at on its own merits. It's hitting its limits. People's incomes need to rise, which takes 10, 15 years before it then to have another significant bull run. So I think Brisbane's 20, 30% from the top. It'll then top out and then start another 10 to 12 year of stagnant growth. So
Left.
we won't be looking up around Brisbane probably for the next, I'd say, 10 years time, but there's definitely other markets that are primed for growth.
Lots of deals out there.
Trees come down.
Big storm last night. We had no power.
Osprey has to come down.
All right, shall we go play some golf?
Get on the golf course. Anyway, hope you enjoyed our vlog number 1. Stay tuned. Remember, this is by no means financial advice. This is just our story and what I'm doing and how we can help. If this resonates with you, hit us up. I'll put comments, our details below. Send me an email. Shoot me a comment. Until next time.
Bye.
Happy investing.
See ya.